What's up everyone, Joseph here. In this video, we're going to take a look at the grammar that is on page 73 of the book. That's page 73 on unit 11 of the second book. Passive with by, or the simple passive. So before we start, we're going to explain what is the passive voice. Well, the passive voice is a form of speech which is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action, rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. Now, this might be a little bit strange at the beginning, but it's normal in a lot of languages. And it's normal also in Spanish. In Spanish, we use this kind of voice, the passive voice, in which the object receiving the action becomes the subject. Let's take a look at this sentence. The Disney brothers founded the company in 1923. The subject of the sentence, the Disney brothers. The verb founded the company is the object of the sentence. The Disney brothers founded the company. The action of founded, of found, uh, is uh, is received by the company in 1923 is just a compliment. So let's take a look. In English, we can say the same thing in another way. This is the other way. The company was founded by the Disney brothers in 1923. Let's take a look at the difference. The Disney brothers here founded the company in 1923. The action done by the Disney brothers is received by the company. But here, the company was founded by the Disney brothers. Again, the action was done by the Disney brothers. They founded the company. But here, the company takes up the form of the subject of the sentence. The most important thing here, the focus is on the company, not on the Disney brothers. Here, we are still saying that the Disney brothers founded the company. We are still saying that. But the company is the most important thing in this sentence. The first one is active voice. This is what we normally use, the active voice. And the active voice focuses on who or what does the action. Who is doing the action here? Well, the Disney brothers are doing the action. The second one is the passive voice. And the passive voice focuses on who or what is receiving the action. Who is receiving the action of being founded? Who? Or the company is the one receiving the action. The company was founded. The company was founded. Who founded the company? Well, the Disney brothers. Let's see some examples. Other examples. Jason cleaned my car. This is in the active voice. And here we're using the passive voice. My car was clean. Who cleaned my car? Jason. My car was clean. Okay, this is another example omitting the subject, because this is something we can. This is another thing we can do with the passive voice. We don't have to use the subject, and we normally would use in the passive voice. If the subject is not important, then we don't have to use it. My car was clean. Oh, I sent my car. My car. Someone is cleaning my car. Who is cleaning my car? I don't care. Someone. I just left it in the car wash. I left my car in the car wash, and someone is cleaning it. I can say, "Whoa, my car was clean." The focus is on my car. I don't care who cleaned it. It's not important. I'm just saying, "Well, my car was cleaned by someone." This is the sentence, the same sentence in the active voice. Someone cleaned my car. Someone cleaned my car. As you can see, someone is not important. Someone, just someone. It's better to say like this: my car was clean. But here we can also use, if we know the person, we can put it at the end with by, as this grammar says. We are explaining the use of the by as well. Um, you can think of it like this. In the passive voice, the object of the sentence becomes the subject, and the subject, if it's used, becomes the object. The technician repaired the TV. The technician repaired the TV. This is the active voice form. Now the passive voice form. The TV was repaired by the technician. The TV was repaired. Who repaired my TV? The technician. The focus here is on the TV. So the structure in the case of in this case is for simple past. Excuse me. The structure in this case for the simple past. The active voice. The structure in the active voice. Subject. The verb again in the simple past form here, and the object. Karina repaired my cell phone. Karina repaired my cell phone. In the passive voice, we say the object, and then the verb be in the past form. It would be like an auxiliary here. The past participle of the verb, the past participle, and the subject, if necessary. Well, by, let's write by here. By subject. What's too much? We have to write by here. Give me a second. Okay, now it's fixed. Object, verb be, past participle, by subject. My cell phone was repaired by Karina. My cell phone was repaired by Karina. Notice the differences. Here, the focus is on the subject. Karina repaired my cell phone. Here, my cell phone was repaired by Karina. We have to use the past participle. Remember, we're going to explain that in a few minutes, but remember that the past form of the verb for regular verbs is the same as the past participle. So on the first example, the emphasis is on Karina. She was the one who repaired the cell phone. On the second example, the emphasis is on my cell phone. The most important fact is that the cell phone was repaired. Who repaired the cell phone? That is not so important in this sentence. We are focusing on that the cell phone was repaired. A hurricane destroyed that house. A hurricane destroyed that house. This is the past, the active form, excuse me. That house was destroyed. We don't have to put that, we don't have to use that part if it's not necessary, but if we want, you can say by a hurricane. A hurricane, the focus is on a hurricane, and the hurricane destroyed a house. And here the focus is on the house that was destroyed. If we don't want to say what destroyed or who destroyed it, We don't have to. We can say that house was destroyed. That's what we want to communicate, that the house was destroyed. What destroyed the house? Well, a hurricane. Was destroyed by a hurricane. So the passive is the best way to express an idea when we don't know, we don't know who did the action. The passive is the best way to express an idea when we don't know who did the action. My car was vandalized yesterday. By who? Or we can say by someone if we want. By someone that I don't know. By someone that I don't know. Now notice, this is not necessary to say because we don't know it. My car was vandalized. And the person listening to that will say, well, he doesn't know. Or might ask, and who did it? If the person wants. But this is not what's important. This is not what we want to communicate. What we want to communicate is that my car was vandalized. There is no another when another way to express this idea is when there is no doer of the action. That means that nobody did the action that is being explained. He was killed in an earthquake. We don't know. Well, we can ask how, but we might not know how he died. But no one did the action because he was killed in an earthquake, and no one did the action. The earthquake did the action? Well, we could say that, but not necessarily. The fact is more important than the doer of the action. The fact, like we said, the fact is more important than the doer of the action. My dog was cured by a veterinarian. The fact, my dog was cured. That's what's important. My dog was cured. We can say, well, by a veterinary. Of course, by a veterinary. Or, well, it can be cured alone. It doesn't matter. What's important is that my dog was cured. So note, like we said earlier, note that the past passive verb is made up of was or were plus the past participle. I was helped. The past participle of help. This is a regular verb. They were brought here yesterday. The past participle of bring. And notice we are using the past of be. We don't always use by to show who or what did the action. So there are other ways to use it. Let's see an example. This building was built by the Perez family. Here we are using we are using by, excuse me. This building was built by the Perez family. And here we are not using by. This building was built with the help of the Perez family. Here is another thing we can use to describe who or what did the action. And remember that the past participle of regular verbs is the same form as the simple past. We just have to add ed at the end. We saw this in a previous lesson, how to create past participles. And the past participle of the majority of irregular verbs is not the same form as the simple past. Notice that I say the majority. For example, wrote, the past participle is written. Began, the past participle is begun. Saw, the past participle is seen. Like I said, for the majority of irregular verbs, because there are irregular verbs that is the same form as the simple past. For example, cut. We use cut as the past form and cut as the past participle. So this is the end of the video. I will see you on the next one.